Former close friends of the Duke have told me that Chelsy Davy's decision to have a third child has really emotionally hit home.
Okay, so stop whatever you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you allegedly changes everything you thought you knew about Prince Harry's life. So stop whatever you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you allegedly changes everything you thought you knew about Prince Harry's life. And I mean everything.
Prince Harry's battle over his security continues, and we have some new revelations coming out.
A source close to the matter has told the UK Telegraph that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could lose their bid for taxpayer-funded security in the UK due to concerns of a public backlash.
They started having affairs with all sorts of other guys.
Because while the world has been focused on the Sussex drama unfolding in real time, there's a quieter story that fans online are calling the real Harry story, and it starts not with Meghan Markle, not with Buckingham Palace, not even with the tell-all book.
Prince Harry is heartbroken all over again. Now, of course, this is something that he is never going to admit publicly, especially as his marriage to Meghan Markle.
It starts with a woman named Chelsy Davy, who, by the way, just had her third child, and reportedly, that news hit Harry harder than anyone expected. And before you say, that's just speculation, just wait, because the timeline here is genuinely unsettling when you line it all up. So Chelsy Davy, for anyone who needs a refresher, was Harry's on-again, off-again girlfriend for nearly 7 years.
Is quite delusional. I believe that he behaves like an immature teenager that is still throwing one big epic tantrum. He's not listening.
In some ways, he does despise his wife. It's not about love, it's not about affection, it's about ownership, and it's about showing the world who is in control, and he can't stand that.
Everything regarding Andrew, you have Sarah Ferguson, the York sisters, and of course Harry and Meghan deeply wrapped up in that as well. The negative headlines are just never ending for the British monarchy, and the last thing the public needs to see is a petulant brat of a prince.
The Zimbabwean-born lawyer who reportedly stole his heart completely. A woman described by people close to both of them as someone who got Harry in a way that felt rare and unfiltered. And now she is reportedly living abroad, thriving, happily married, running a successful business.
What has really hit home to Harry is that he had always discussed with Chelsy Davy having a large,
raising a growing family, and looking, according to fans and multiple online sources, genuinely at peace. And that contrast, that specific contrast to Harry's current situation, is what people online cannot stop talking about.
She shared these beautiful images, and my God, I'm so happy for Chelsy Davy. Like, this is all she wanted. And I think it's delightful that she's comfortable to share the images on Instagram and now does finally feel like she can have a bit of a public.
Because on the other side of that picture, reports suggest Harry has been appearing visibly distressed in public. And I want to be careful here because this is based on online observation and speculation. But fans are saying his body language has shifted, that something behind his eyes looks heavier lately.
Look at the one who got away, and she's living the life that you hope to live one day, in Mystique no less, with a lovely man who treats her very well. Of course, that is going to hurt.
And then we got the bombshell that honestly made me pause the video I was watching and rewind it. Because allegedly, Harry once told people close to him that he wanted a big family, like genuinely big, multiple children.
That they decided, and it was apparently a mutual decision, but one that always surprised Harry's close friends, to have just 2 children, which went in total contrast to the big family that Harry had always discussed having, and that Chelsy Davy, who is now very happily married, and there is no suggestion, by the way, that she pines in any way for her life with Harry. I mean, she's totally happy now.
Kind of warm, chaotic household that perhaps reminded him of something he never fully had growing up. And then, reportedly, that number quietly got revised down to 2. With climate concerns cited as the reason, and look, caring about the planet is admirable, full stop. But people close to Harry at the time were apparently surprised by this shift. Surprised enough that it became a talking point. And now, with Chelsy on her 3rd child and Harry's family capped at 2, fans are connecting dots and asking questions that nobody in the palace PR machine is rushing to answer. And this is where it gets complicated because biographer Angela Levin, who has spent considerable time researching Harry's past, has reportedly suggested that the Chelsy relationship didn't end because they fell out of love. It allegedly ended because of behavior, because of patterns, because of what insiders describe as inconsistency on Harry's part. And Levin's framing paints a picture of a relationship that was deeply passionate, genuinely real, but repeatedly disrupted by choices Harry allegedly made. And the word allegedly is doing a lot of work in that sentence, so hold on to it, because we're not done. Breaking, and I say breaking loosely because this is more of a slow motion revelation than a headline, but reports are now circulating that tension between Harry and Meghan may be more visible than their team would prefer, with fans and commentators online pointing to specific public appearances where Harry allegedly resisted Meghan's physical gestures, small moments, the kind of thing you'd miss if you weren't looking, but that a trained eye or an obsessive fan account catches immediately. And the phrase people keep using online is that he looks controlled. And again, speculation, entertainment, fan observation. But when multiple sources start singing the same note, the melody gets hard to ignore. And then there's the security situation, which is somehow both the most boring and most dramatic subplot in this entire saga. Because Harry is currently in a legal battle over taxpayer-funded UK security, fighting to maintain protection when he travels to Britain, which sounds reasonable on the surface until you factor in the public backlash that reportedly could cost him that very protection. And critics are asking pointed questions about the logic of funding security for someone who has repeatedly and publicly criticized the institution those taxpayers fund. And it is a genuinely complicated situation with no clean answer. But the optics are a PR nightmare, and sources suggest those around Harry know it. But wait, because we haven't even gotten to the part about Meghan's alleged book. Yes, you heard that right. Because whispers online and in certain royal watching circles suggest that Meghan has allegedly considered the possibility of a post-divorce tell-all. And I want to triple underline the word allegedly here because this is deep in speculation territory, but the mere existence of that rumor, the fact that it's circulating at all, tells you something about the temperature of the conversation happening around this marriage. And reportedly, one of Harry's biggest fears in any separation scenario involves custody of Archie and Lilibet, which, if true, adds an almost unbearable weight to every public smile and every coordinated appearance. Because suddenly nothing is casual. Everything is calculated, everything is evidence. And now loop back to Chelsy, because this is the twist that reframes everything. What if the Chelsy chapter isn't just backstory? What if it's actually the key? The emotional original point from which every subsequent decision Harry made can be traced. The relationship that set a standard he didn't know he was holding everything else up to. And what if the people around him saw it? And what if he saw it too late? Because here's the detail that fans keep returning to. Chelsy reportedly walked away by choice. She reportedly decided the royal life, the cameras, the institution, the loss of self that came with loving a prince. She decided it wasn't worth it, and she left, and she built something extraordinary on the other side of that decision. And Harry, who allegedly pushed and pulled and couldn't quite hold it together when it mattered, is now navigating a world that looks, from the outside at least, like a series of consequences catching up to choices made long ago. And the tension with William, the strained relationships following the Queen's passing, the reported coldness around Catherine, Princess of Wales. All of it feeds into a portrait of a man who may be standing in the rubble of several different versions of the life he could have lived. And here's the question that nobody is asking loudly enough. The one that I think deserves to sit in the comments section and get genuinely debated. What if the real story of Prince Harry isn't about royal rebellion at all? What if it's actually a love story that ended before the cameras caught up with it, and everything since has just been the aftermath? Because if that's true, then Chelsy Davy isn't a footnote. She might be the whole chapter. And that allegedly changes everything.